You're not gonna. Hi!
You said you were doing it.
This is me doing it. Welcome to the Comic Slayer YouTube channel. My name is Reed. This is the Comic Slayer.
What's up?
I'm not stopping it.
Okay.
So, we're here with another haul because our lives are hauls. We have a sore throat, and the only cure for it is a haul.
Anyway, we went to Chicago and we bought books, so we're gonna show you those books we got.
Yes, we also went
Comics.
other places, and some of those I think are mixed into here, but it was all pretty close together. So that's
They
it.
don't care.
They don't care.
I don't think you're right.
I think I'm right, and that's all that matters right now.
All right.
So we're gonna start. We went to a bookstore that I've heard a whole lot about, and then so had you, and it was a big deal for us to go. We're really excited to be there. We went to Quimby's in Chicago, which is like a bookstore dedicated to like small press and like zines and like offbeat literature and stuff. So we got these cute little like postcards. Look at that. Ain't that nifty? It's supposed to go this way.
Yeah, I was like, well, that seems.
But it doesn't read it that way. So you see, it says Quimby's, but that's what the bookstore looked like. It was neat. Kristan had to get this postcard.
That's right.
Because why would we not pick up that postcard? And we also got bookmarks because free bookmarks, right? So to start that off, this is a book that Kristan grabbed, which is kind of a comic, but more so just like a kid's book, sort of, kind of.
I don't think it's actually a kid's book though.
Yeah, I don't think anything there is actually a kid's book, but it's like a picture book. As my cat is depressed because look at that. Look, I mean, it's just cute. Also, but like, why kitty depressed? It better end okay. It better end happy.
It did. I checked.
Yeah, we always.
I was like, I'm not gonna get this.
The back of it just says, "It's a beautiful day, but Kitty doesn't feel good. Can you help him get out of his funk? Can you? We're gonna try." But yeah, it looks really cute and it looks fun. And like, here's a little bit of the inside, basically the same as like the outside cover. But they're just cute little illustrations with little words and stuff. So yeah, we grabbed that. This is one you picked up. That I think you grabbed off the wall and you just said, "Will you get this for me?"
I did.
And I don't know anything about it. Do you?
No.
Cool.
No, I like the cover. There's a cat involved. There's like a jack-o'-lantern, and the inside illustrations I really like. So I don't know. I'm gonna read it.
Yeah. Who's it by?
Mel Stringer.
Stringer or Stringer? We're not sure. We don't know, but hey, looks cool, fun, and obviously like a small press printed zine. They had a couple back issues of Bubbles that was there. Bubbles fanzine, which is the best fanzine out there of comics and everything, and I always love it. Kristen's gotten me some issues of it when they've come out and things like that. This is a back issue featuring Noah Van Sciver, which I was super excited to get. Just because I like Noah Van Sciver, and it talks a lot about his newer book on Joseph Smith and the creation of the Mormon Church. So I was excited to pick that up as well. I'm just flying through these because a lot of these were just like little rando things that I grabbed, such as this issue of Rat Nest. I have no idea what it is, honestly, but I flipped through it and it's got a lot of cool like underground art and comics mixed with some stuff sort of like an underground, like reminded me a little bit of like heavy metal a little, but like different and grosser and weirder, which I was into. So I grabbed that. And then there's this thing, which honestly, I'm trying to even decide, like, I don't know what it's called really, but it's got a cool screen printed cover. They call it Corpus number 12. No clue, but I flipped through it and I recognized some of the creators from like podcasts I had listened to, and it's just like a random like anthology filled with like crazy stuff. Like, look, there's a little cat. I like that. And the cover, and it has like this weird like dust jacket for I don't know. It's weird. It's great. I'm excited about it. Neo Tang. You know what that means?
No.
Me neither.
Okay.
And the last thing I got, this is in French. And I recognized the artist, but I didn't realize it was in French.
Oh, no.
And I hadn't told her that, because when we looked at it that night, I realized it was in French. But The art is unbelievable and it is amazing. So I'm not even gonna try. I want to say it's Lock Grove. Is that it? Lock Grove. Let's see. Yeah, Lock Grove Comics #2. But I recognize the art because I've seen that artist do some stuff. But it's all in French, so I can't read it. But I can look at the art, and I find it hugely inspirational. Even though, look at stuff like that, that's so many words that I cannot read. So maybe I'll learn French.
You will.
Anyway, what did you get, Kristen?
We went to a Japanese stationery store. I don't know if you remember that.
I do.
But there they had a ton of manga. Ton of translated manga and not translated manga and other things. So I just had to pick up some cat manga that I hadn't picked up yet. And here's some of them. Get ready.
There's,
they're great.
Cat comics, y'all.
The Evil Secret Society of Cats.
Aww.
Look at that.
That's too
Plus, it's in color, which we love, right?
We do. We love a color boy.
So I'm excited about that. Same author put out yokai cats. So these little supernatural cats. Love that. Also in color. I haven't opened this one yet. I feel the need to say they were all shrinked. So they were all shrink wrapped. It wasn't just like, weird manga.
It's not shrinked for inappropriateness.
Right. They're just like everything there, which I kind of love, because then like nobody's like gotten their grubby fingers
no one's
all
getting
over
all in
manga.
it. There were a lot of kids running around too, and a lot of stuff like that. So it made sense.
Right.
Also, speaking of cats, here's our cat. Buffy wants to be a star of the show, so she's one running around with us.
And I had to pick this up. Ex Yakuza and Stray Kitten.
Because, that title.
It's gonna be great.
That title weaves a story that I need to know.
I know. I'm already like, I feel like I'm gonna tear up at this one. It's gonna give me feeling.
I look at the cover and I think about like an ex Yakuza, and he's just like,
my cat's so excited.
That cat's saving who he is.
Right. Yeah.
I'm tearing.
That's gonna be good.
It's a problem.
But that's the cat manga. Should I keep going?
We can move on because I think we got some of these at the same place. So we went through to a lot of half prices in the area. So a lot of this stuff is from half price. If it's not, then we'll try to remember that. But I got this, which is The Clouds Above by Jordan Crane. And I had recognized Jordan Crane's art, but I don't think I'd ever read anything of theirs. But I picked this up, I grabbed it, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And the cover alone is adorable. Look at that cute little kitty that's with this boy. And I actually read this that night in our Airbnb, and it honestly was just a beautiful story that, like, so much of what I read, I feel like I read, like, these super, like, philosophical or, like, deeper, like, nonfiction stuff where, like, the big, like, overall arc and story is such like a heavy topic. And it was so wonderful to read something to where it was like, this was like a fairy tale and just adorable, beautiful, like, fun storytelling. And the art was gorgeous. Every page was just like one panel per page, but they go into the clouds and then they meet these birds that are kind of like jerks, and it's just like a fairy tale. You're right. Sorry, I won't spoil it, but they go above the clouds. That's the clouds above. They go to the clouds above. There. Sorry, I talked too much.
So I need to read this soon.
You do need to read that. And it was a super fast read. It's super great quality, put out by Fantagraphics Books. So like I was loving just the hardcover quality of like the paper and everything with it. So super worth it. If you find that, you should definitely pick it up.
My favorite find from a half price, because I've been looking at this book for a while and I hadn't picked it up. Ruining Your Cat's Life by Lauren Barnett. Kilgore Books put this out. And this was $5 whole at a half price book. So I was very excited.
It's hard to pass up any book for $5.
Yeah, and of course that title got me. I really like their art illustrations. They're very much like colored pencils in a notebook kind of style. I like it. I like it a lot. But it all seems to be like, nonfiction, memoir-y kind of stuff. And then there's cats involved, which of course... comics.
Game over. Like that. That's perfect. We found this at the Adventures of Filler Bunny, the collected works of Filler Bunny by Jonan Vasquez. If you know, I've talked about it before, but Jonan Vasquez is like one of the first cartoonists that I ever really got into. I loved Invader Zim, fell in love with Johnny the Homicidal Maniac and Squee and all of these. And this is the collected, like, just works of filler bunny that he did that would be like in between like a lot of the strips and a lot of the books that would come out on slave labor graphics. And so this is just all of those collected. It's just classic little Johnny Vasquez art. Real hot topic circa 2003 happening right here, and super stoked to actually own this in my collection.
And you got that at Graham Cracker Comics.
That's right. That's where I got it.
That's right.
Graham Crackers.
And I got these at Bucket of Blood.
Oh, yeah.
Bucket O Blood?
Bucket O Blood.
Blood.
Books and records. I bought a lot of records there. I didn't buy any books, but they were super cool people. Shout out to Bucket O Blood. They carry my book. They carried Hardcore Anxiety, which is always exciting to see out in the wild, because you just never know.
Absolutely. And their whole book section, they just had like the coolest like subcategories in every single book section, which I loved. So I found this in the LGBT graphic novel section, or this is a graphic memoir. But there's a cat on the cover, so I immediately picked that up. Also, Molly Knox Ostertag blurbed it. I love Molly's work. Emily Carroll's on the back. Scott McCloud, like a lot of people that I like.
Is that a one-eyed cat on the back?
I think just one eye is like smaller. Like it doesn't have a
okay.
Yeah, unfortunately. But hey,
Sorry.
that's fine. We like two-eyed cats too. Buffy's right here. We don't want to offend her.
Yeah, it's true.
But there's a cat throughout it, and it looks really good. So
it does look cool.
And I love a good graphic memoir. I read the back. It sounds interesting. About a trans person, I believe. Yeah, and it's just really good. So I'm excited for that. I also got there the Aquanaut, and this is a Scholastic graphics book. And I don't know, I read the back, I don't even remember what it's about, but the art's very, very cool.
It's always fun, like, when we go to these places, like, I would never have thought to find, like, a cool Scholastic graphic novel in a place called Bucket O Blood.
I know,
it was,
right?
like, when we looked it up, they were, like, specializing in, like, punk and hardcore records, which is why I really wanted to go, but then it ended up just being, like, this perfect shop for both of us, which is really cool.
Yeah, because I also got a Dungeon Critters there, and this is from First Second, who I love. And on the back, blurb by the Check Please author, who I also love. So, and I just like the art. Looks like fun adventures with, cool creatures. I don't know. I don't need to know more than that. I like the art. It looks cool. So that's what I grabbed.
That's awesome. This is going to start mixing in a lot of things. I think this is from a different trip. That's why I say it. But this we picked up at a half-price book. And this is Moonhead and the Music Machine. Which literally I picked up and was like, I think I need this. If there's a guitar on the cover and the art looks good, then it's from
No Brow.
Yeah, and it's from No Brow, which is a cool publisher. But I was like, yeah, done deal. Not really much to the story. But this weird like Moonhead person, and I guess he has a music machine.
We'll find out.
I'll find out someday.
Yeah.
I'll fly through a couple of these. Stig and Tilda. This is volume 2, because I recently got volume 3 of something, and I think they're not all connected, so they're all like separate standalone stories. But this is by Max D. I don't know how to say it.
You never can.
What's his last name? How would you say it, Max? French. He's French. It's Max the French guy. Get it? I did it. He's not gonna watch this. But I was excited because I really liked all the stories with the Stig and Tilda, and at this point I just need to find number 1, and then I've got all 3 of them, and I will then find out for sure if they're not connected.
There you go.
Because they don't seem it, but just reoccurring main 2 characters.
Cool.
You want me to do a couple more, or do you want to jump into some of your manga?
You could do that one because this is also No Brow. You've had a No Brow.
Oh yeah, this is How to Pick a Fight by Laura Kamenoff. Kamenoff, would you say?
You did it too fast. I don't know.
We'll see. They'll read this. They'll watch this. Obviously, we have a huge following. But the art looked just really, really great, and I loved the use of color. I don't think it was printed on like red paper, but it feels like this. All of the what are they, gilded?
No, that's not quite.
They're not quite gilded edges. They're just, there's like a red border around everything, and then all of the highlights are red, and it's just super neat and weird. The cover feels nice. It's a good face rub.
I didn't like that.
And yeah, so I'm really excited for this. That's the thumbnail right there.
Okay. Cool. Well, yeah, I did pick up some manga. I actually got My Cat Loki Volume 2 at Bucket of Blood as well. I read the first volume. I think there may only be 2. Maybe there's 3. I don't know. But it's old Tokyo Pop. And, you know, I needed this.
Yeah, look at that cover.
Come on, there's a cat involved. I needed it. I also found How Do We Relationship Volume 3 and 4. I have the first 2, so that was perfect, right? Lone Wolf and Cub Volume 1. Reed and I have both wanted to read this for a really long time. We found it used for very cheap, so we're going to check it out. It's one of the Omnis.
Yeah. It was one, we actually had to rein ourselves in on that because they had like all the volumes there. Somebody obviously had just taken their whole collection to a half price. And we were just we reeled it in because we were like, we want to get something. We both want to read this, but we didn't want to go all out because, you know,
You had to calm down a little bit.
Yeah, we're not invincible.
Although you did bring me volumes 1 to 4 of City, which I know nothing about it, and you were like, "Hey, you need these, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." All right. So then I just got them all.
I feel like that was earlier in the trip.
Yeah, you were just like, "We need to buy more."
We were bright-eyed at that point. You can't see this on camera, but the stack that Kristan is creating off camera of books is making me nervous.
I got it. It's fine. It'll be fine. As long as Buffy doesn't jump over there.
She's gonna.
Penguin in House. I have the first volume. Haven't read it yet, but we found these used, and I was like, I feel like I just need the next 2. There's a penguin involved. That's cute.
There's a penguin. It's in house.
Yeah. So, and then finally,
sorry, I was just surprised you have yet to make the joke that it's Penguin in Random House.
Oh no,
because that's all that I think of every time you say it. I'm like, yeah, the Penguin Random House book.
I also found The Hellbound, which apparently is now a Netflix original series, according to this. The art looks interesting. I don't know. It's some horror manga. Want to try it out? It was cheap. Thanks, Buffy. Buffy's now on the
Buffy's
table.
on the little cart. She's gonna get up. No, what are you doing? You staying there? Okay. This is the Book of Leviathan. And it's blurred by some great people. It's just that weird baby thing with no face. But there's a cat. And I was like, maybe we both need this. And then when I looked on the back, it's blurred by Matt Groening from Futurama and The Simpsons. Plus, like, a lot of other people said really nice things about it. And then when we flipped it open, it's just like this weird, like, odd style of storytelling with this weird no-face baby, and then this cat is there. Like, there's like I imagine that it's like this cat is going to take care of this weird no-face baby, and that could be horribly wrong. What did Matt Groening said? One of the greatest, weirdest things I've ever stared at. Give me Leviathan or give me death.
Wow.
So
that's intense.
That's an intense
blurb.
I was gonna say endorsement.
Oh.
But
okay.
yes, that too. There you go.
Thanks.
Here was another random thing we found. This was at, I think, a Second in Charles. Life Between the Panels, the complete Tales omnibus. Ethan's life, one of the many cartoonists living in NYC, might look mundane, but living with his parents, working a day job, playing with cats. Done. Plus, you look at the cover, there's all these cats. Okay. There's all these cats at the bottom. And it looks fun, and it's kind of like, I really have no idea what it's about, but none of us did. But it's by Ethan Young, and it looks cool, and there's like weird like cat people.
Well, I mean, there were cats. There's a cartoonist. That's you. So
that's true. Like, maybe this is my life, or maybe this is what my life will become.
Or maybe you'll just enjoy it.
That's
you can relate to it.
That's probably it. Here, that's for you.
Okay. It's A Cat's Life. Cartoons by David Cypress. These are like, you know.
Yeah, just little like, little strippies.
Yeah, little newspaper strips kind of things. Here's the cat in the back. They're such clean animals. He's vacuuming. Just seems like something I needed in my life.
It looks like it's going to be a lot of dad jokes,
maybe,
or old lady jokes, but like the bit that's on the cover is great.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
yeah,
it's perfect.
It was very cheap.
Absolutely. What she needed. Continuing with some half price stuff. There was a lot of no brow stuff at half price like recently, and we got this Mean Girls Club book, which is by Ryan Heshka. Is that Heshka?
Don't ask me. We're done. We can't do any names right.
It looks
Sorry.
neat. It feels risograph or risograph printed. I don't think it is, but it's.
I think all the no brow paper is like.
It's got like it's toothy paper.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of teeth.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of teeth. It's like Sarah Jessica Parker paper. Does that mean?
That seemed mean.
Okay. But there was that. We got Mean Girls Club. We also got Out of Nothing, which was another one that just. I think we kind of got grabbed. We saw that symbol on the no brow symbol on the spine, and we were like, well, let's pick it up and take a look at it. There's this blue lady, and again, toothy paper, and it looks very interesting, very weird, very fun. Like, look, there's a goat. What's that goat?
Cool.
Who's the goat? We'll find out.
People are gonna watch this and be like, what are any of these books about? Look.
We're not here to tell you about what the book. We're not here to tell you what the books are about. We're here to tell you that
one day maybe
that
maybe
we got them.
Yeah.
What made us buy them?
Speaking of what made me buy this, these are the Sailor Moon. What are they called? The Eternal editions. 2 and 3. I have the first one. I read it. It was absolutely ridiculous. I don't have nostalgia for the series, but my co-host Maddie was like, "Hey, we should read this sometime."
On Fangirls Assemble.
That's right. So we like did, and these are really pretty, and they're shiny, and they're very oversized. And I never thought I'd find any used. So Reed was like, "You have to buy them."
I think
so like,
yeah.
fine.
Plus, like, because it was so ridiculous that, and you not having the nostalgia factor for it, and then still enjoying just the ridiculousness of it.
It was fun, very over the top and bonkers. As long as you like don't go into it and think, "Oh, this is gonna be amazing."
She's selling it hard right now, everybody.
I mean, if you have the nostalgia, but no, I think it's gonna be fun. I look forward to more of it because it's silly.
Yeah,
it's just silly.
It's just
silly
out
fun.
there, just fun,
Yeah.
silly game. This is the last one for me. I got a bunch of art books, but I'm gonna do a separate haul for my art books because they ranged all over the place. But this is the Frank book, and this was actually put out like fairly recently, I thought. But if you don't know, Jim Woodring's Frank strip, like there's no words, and it's just incredible, like stylized black and white art. And I've always loved the style, but I've never read really any of it. And so we found this used, and I was like, I think I need it. And I think Frank's a cat. Does Frank look like a cat to you?
Show me Frank.
That's Frank.
I don't know.
Let us know in the comments. Is Frank a cat?
I don't know.
I think Frank's a cat.
Buffy's saying yeah.
Yeah, I think Frank's a cat. But yeah, so I'm super excited to finally get to read this. It's blurbed on the back by Dan Clowes. Frank, and I say this without a shed of hyperbole, is a work of true genius by one of the all-time greats. So if that is not a huge endorsement for anybody who's not read Frank, like myself, to now start reading Frank, then I don't know what is. So yeah.
You'll have to report back.
I will. We'll have to really try to actually do that. We
Yeah.
do a lot of these hauls and then don't follow up on it.
We'll do some recent read videos.
Yeah,
soon,
we will. We're putting that out there into the universe, so
Yep.
we have to.
Keep us accountable.
But yeah, for sure. If you want to, see more or like get updates about it, be sure to follow us on social media at The Comic Slayer, and then I'm just at Reed Chancellor. Links to everything, my books and other channels and all sorts of other stuff will probably be in the description below. And let us know in the comments if you've read any of these or what you're excited to hear our thoughts on when we do it. Buffy is running around, and I think that's our cue to be done. So, all right. See ya.
Bye.